One reason I'm proud to be from the great state of Wyoming is that our state is the land of many firsts. We have the first national park, which is Yellowstone National Park. We have the first national monument, which is Devil's Tower. And we have the first national forest, which is the Shoshone National Forest, to just name a very few. But another huge milestone and important first for our state is that we were the first state to give women the right to vote. We're pioneers in more ways than one out west, and that's how Wyoming got its nickname, the Equality State. So I rise to talk about an important anniversary that our country recently celebrated. August 26th was Women's Equality Day, marking the 90th anniversary of women gaining the right to vote. Of course, that's 50 years after Wyoming's special vote. We just celebrated 140 years since Louisa Swain became the first woman in the world to vote. When the Wyoming Territory was being considered to be a state, we were told to repeal Wyoming's right to vote for women. Our legislators said, no thanks. It's not worth that to be a state. Wyoming stood first, and of course the rest of the country followed suit 5 decades later. Now, the ratification of the 19th Amendment to our Constitution was a landmark in our need to recognize the voices of women and welcome their contributions to our country. Women have always offered a wealth of knowledge and spirit, and the 19th Amendment showed our commitment to continually fight for women's equality. In Wyoming alone, we've been graced by women's accomplishments from past to present. Wyoming had the first female justice of the peace in the United States, Esther Hobart Morris. We had the first woman to head up the Mint. In fact, she was one of the few female statues displayed in the United States Capitol today. Wyoming also welcomed the first woman to serve as governor of a U.S. state, Nellie Taylor Ross. Today, we're continually impacted and influenced by strong women in our state. I'm honored to serve in Wyoming's congressional delegation alongside U.S. Representative Cynthia Lummis, who took the reins from her predecessor, Barbara Cuban, and has been a remarkable leader for Wyoming. She's served Wyoming in a variety of roles as a lawyer, a rancher, a legislator, and state treasurer, and now U.S. representative. Now in her role in the House, she continues to do an outstanding job serving her constituents and fighting for their interests in Congress. It's clear that there's no shortage of women looking to stand up and make a difference in this country. I'm optimistic that we are continuing down a path that looks out for women's best interest and seeks to provide them with more and more venues to have their voices heard and resources known. Women serve as a pillar of strength in our country. I'm proud to recognize the 140th year of Wyoming women voting and this 90th anniversary of women in the rest of the United States gaining the right to vote, and looking forward to continually welcoming their contributions and achievements. I yield the floor and thank the chair.